Welcome back, everyone. We are having a little bit of a switch in the schedule. It's going to be changing to Odin's Eye Gaming versus New Head Pancakes, which is a very, very important set here. This determines who can move out of the Chip Kingdom schedule. Because if OEG can win 2 sets here, they are able to clinch out and move on to playoffs, regardless of how the rest of the night went. However, if they only get 1 set win and 4 May players are able to take all 3 sets against GER tonight, then 4 May players ends up with the win. Same if you -1 win. If New Head Pancakes can 3-0, then the May players only need 2. So there is a lot on the line for this set.
I'm so glad I left the math up to you. I would have just butchered that entirely. But yeah, like Kopi said, there's a lot on the line for this set. A lot on the line specifically for Odin's Eye Gaming to do well against the New Head Pancakes so they can make it into that playoffs and make the cut. But let's go ahead and take a look at the teams so we know who to expect as they close off the night and close off the regular season here for Aegis Team League. Starting off with Odin's Eye Gaming, we can see the lineup right here on your screen. Daniel Sanz, Saiboshi, your boy Squanto, and Kyoku Reset. Daniel Sanz here representing the LFL, Kyoku on the Rammelthal, Saiboshi on the Biken, and your boy Squanto on the Potemkin. Kyoku will be the only one not playing for this week, but the other 3 players will be in attendance and showing off their best to hopefully get some sets off of New Head Pancakes. The highlight player of Odin's Eye Gaming, as always, will be your boy Squanto. You know who he is. 7th place at Texas Showdown, or 9th place at Texas Showdown. Top 8 at CEO. An incredible Potemkin player. One of the best Potemkin players out there. And it's just a consistent threat, not only in the team league, but really any other tournament he ends up playing in. And who do we have on New Head Pancakes?
Yeah, we have Hazen on the side of New Head Pancakes. Notably got 4th at TNS number 114. Really good Chaos player. One of those that, you might have seen Valor tweet about on his Chaos rants from time to time. Really showing that this character has strengths, can use them to their full effect, and should not be somebody you glance over just because there's so many other Chaos players you might be more familiar with. Hazen is there for a reason, and we'll see it tonight.
Yeah, but of course, Hazen is not the only player on New Head Pancakes. We do have the other 2 players lining up the rest of the team as we can look at the head-to-head. Daniel Sanz versus Walter, Saiboshi versus MJ Karase, and your boy Squanto and Hazen as that anchor match. Our 2 highlight players duking it out to close off the final week of Aegis Team League. I'm excited for this set. I'm really excited for the anchor match in particular, but of course, Daniel Saz and Saiboshi are no slouches either, especially when they're representing characters that often are seen as a bit weaker in this current version of the game. Daniel Saz, of course, on the LFL, not a very popular character, and Saiboshi on the Biken. I know those Biken players have been having it rough, and Lucasio really struggled with the Happy Chaos matchup earlier, but we don't really have the Happy Chaos to look forward to. Instead, the Johnny for that set number 2. But we're getting straight into set number 1. Daniel Saz versus Walter is going to be LFL versus Milia.
Yeah. Walter as well got 2nd place at Attack on Texas last weekend. Is going to show you why he only lost to Kermit.
Another New Head member.
Yeah. Already the mix is devious.
Yeah, mix is devious, and Milia can really just set up that disc and make her mix just so unreactable and so uninteractable.
Yeah, especially if you don't have a DP or 100 meter to do any kind of reversal super OSs, you just gotta hold a 4-way. And that is terrifying, especially because Millie has been a character that's just consistently gotten better over time, even though LFL had gotten some pretty nice buffs in the most recent patch.
Yeah, but we'll see if Daniel Saz can start to represent those buffs against Walter, because Walter has been in so really just has been in control this entire time, but finally we are getting out of that situation, spending the burst. But now Walter is still able to pick it up here. BRC 50-50 into the low, and that's going to be a wall break. Is that a double perfect with the winger?
It is.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Walter starting us off against Odins Gaming, making a statement with that double perfect over Daniel Saz. What a first game.
Yeah. I mean, Walter's here ready, wants to get some blood in the waters and really tear away a 3-0, send it off, hand off the next set. And as one of the best Milias in the business, can really inspire some people to play this character, show why Milia might be your secret high tier.
Yeah, we will see. You know, these Milia players really do make Milia look high tier. And honestly, like you've been saying, Milia has just been getting stronger and stronger with every single version of the game. And right now, she has been in one of the best positions she's ever been in for this game. I remember I remember very early in Guilty Gear Strive where Milia was not considered to be very good, but now she's such an omniscient threat nowadays. And you can see that mix just coming in full force, especially with that new move Artemis that has been punishing Daniel Saz on so many of these escape attempts.
Oh, no, that was absolutely a winger wall break there, wanting to get the hard knockdown, misinput 6 HP. You're not the biggest concern about it. Milia has a really solid neutral with a lot of speed. 5k, 2k, and 2p are all really problematic buttons to deal with, let alone all of her air movement. Look at that 6p.
Not enough to kill just yet. Trying to fish for that Capel hit, but just a little too high up. Going for those S disc, and that second S disc will hit. And even though that was a trade, that was very favorable for Walter, as now Walter is looking to take another game. I mean, look how fast Walter is making it.
Yeah, the biggest thing that Milia has to her advantage is she can keep the games just at a blitzingly fast speed. And if Walter is able to continue this pressure and continue this pace, Daniel's going to have zero room to breathe, no room to try and figure out what Walter is doing and why it's so effective.
Okay, Daniel Saz has to be a little bit more patient, I would say, by pressing these buttons, because every single time Walter has been going into those Artemises, and every single time we're seeing that punish pop up, we're seeing that counter hit pop up. We got to play so careful around that move and be wary that, hey, even though it looks like his pressure might be over, he can still cancel into that Artemis to keep that pressure going. But finally, Daniel Saz getting their first real string of this set so far, and we're finding our first real wall break as well, as Daniel Saz roots straight into the super to get this wall break.
Yeah, might be able to make something really big happen. Gets the throw, and that is going to be a round on the board. Daniel able to start controlling some of the pace, slow it down just a little bit, and take it away with Elfelt.
Yeah, in a way, Daniel Saz can kind of what Milia does as well. Lots of unreactable mix once she gets started, as well as cross-ups to really keep you on your toes with 4-way mix-ups on the table. But Daniel Saz so far has been really struggling to represent that, but looks like we will start to represent it here as we take that burst away from Walter.
Yeah, that is a really huge resource for Daniel to take away. Elfelt's Rekka mix is very strong, albeit not with the highest of rewards. But this can be not a wall break. Daniel's opting to go for some Oki here.
Yeah, I love that challenge on the Capel there. Going for the overhead. You can't react to that. Close slash, and that's going to be a game for Daniel Saz.
Able to figure out just enough and just quick enough as well. Taking a game off of Walter. And you get a now huge sigh of relief on Daniel's side. Get a few moments to pause and go in after the nerves have calmed down just a bit. Because that game was really, really anxious and nerve-wracking.
Yeah, what a turnaround for Daniel Saz against Walter. Great plays. Let's see if we can keep it up. We're now 1-1. 2 more games left to go for either players. It's still a best of 5, first to 3. I'm seeing how this ends up wrapping up, as now we're even things up. And now that we know it's not going to be a wash for Walter, even with that first game being a double perfect, let's see how it's going to change up as Walter pushes the advantage immediately once again.
Yes. Oh, wow. Just barely clipping Walter at the end there. And again, the Artemis catching out the mash from Daniel. However, the second one will work.
Oh my god, overhead after overhead. Oh, but what a burst from Walter. That's going to be pushing Daniel Sass into the corner, but we go for the Pine Berry to go on the other side.
Yep, nice close slash. Trying to bait a burst there naturally with the red RC, but Daniel is holding on to it for just the right moment.
Tries to avoid the projectile once again, but gets hit from behind. And Daniel Sass keeping this pressure going, plus frames after plus frames. And a Mirage attempt, but that close slash hitting from the other side.
Daniel is starting to find every single piece that is dismantling Walter's early advantage and early momentum here. Finding a back throw. Yep, we're jumping out of that. That's fake.
Okay, what's it going to be? The low turbo fall to the other side. Daniel Sass not reacting in time. That's going to be a wall break here. No meter to go for the super, but we're going to be getting the wall break regardless into the positive bonus. What a throw as well. The PRC cancel. And there's that stagger pressure coming in once again. It feels like Walter just on breaking under those pressure strings. The winger coming out, but not enough to kill. We're out of that pressure though. We'll be able to get that 5-8 hit.
Oh, nice. There we go. We're starting to introduce Mirage into throw. Is a very important mental stack option. If you're ready for it, it's not going to do anything but make Milia suffer. If you're not, she gets a free Oki situation.
You can see the Daniel Sass playing a lot more patient on neutral, but Walter is responding to Daniel Sass by meeting them up in the air with that JS. And now the lead is mounting for Walter yet again. A pixel life left for Daniel Sass. We got to play perfectly, and I'm not sure if we will be able to, especially with how scrambly Walter has been playing so far. Daniel's projectiles trying to keep Walter zoned out. There's the close slash stagger pressure coming in. Great FDs as well, but gets crossed up by the Capel into the JP. And I really like what Daniel Sass is doing with these FDs because Millie has so many of these multi-hitting moves, especially Lust Shaker, to keep herself safe on block, where you can basically just go for FD, and for very little meter, you can push Millie back so far and give yourself so much room to work. But it didn't end up working out the best, as Daniel Sass does lose that game against Walter, and Walter now bringing things back up to a 2-1 advantage.
Yeah. And, you know, Daniel has been showing a lot. This is not going to be a easy 3-1 here for Walter. Look at that IB coming out, but IB not going to do all that much for you. And a burst is going to come out on the end of that defense. A counter hit Artemis, forcing the burst out of Daniel as well.
Oh, you can see that Daniel trying to chase Walter up into the air yet again, but Walter instead playing patient up in the air, stalling their air momentum, and able to secure a hit on Daniel Sass on the way down. As now Daniel Sass locked in the corner, has to guess on the Bad Moon 50-50, and that is going to be a round for Walter and a set point for them as well.
Yeah. Iron Savior there doing the bit of damage, but once again, Walter getting caught by the projectile that comes back. And quick wall break here with the super. Daniel trying to take the round. Nice. And oh, easy. Oh my gosh, what a timed Mirage.
And that's crazy because Walter tried to do that before, but got caught out by the close slash. And that's really smart now that I'm thinking about it, because Mirage has that upper body invincibility to go straight through that overhead, so we don't have to guess. But you still have to guess on that low coming in, because you could definitely not Mirage through that low. And Walter getting caught out, backing up. Wants to avoid those normals, wants to avoid those specials, and wants to find that Capel hit, because this is going to be a disc setup here in the corner.
Yeah, nice using that Artemis to break the wall. Gonna get positive bonus here, which is gonna be massive. The burst immediately being used on cooldown. And Walter's getting a huge combo here, forcing the burst out of Daniel. No one's gonna have it for the rest of this game. Combo, not able to break the wall for the kill. Blocks the cross-up wire. See, finds its mark.
You're blocking the overheads, but gets caught out by the subsequent low. Now you're still stuck. You're in the corner. The throw coming out. Daniel Saz looking to even things up. The deflect shield as well. We're out of the corner. Now you have to kill with the Capel. A pixel of life and no FD gets caught out by the Lust Shaker, and that's going to be the chip kill for Walter.
Yeah, I think Daniel was gonna try and feather that FD in between the Lust Shaker gaps. However, that's so risky when you're at chip out life. I know you want that FD to continuously stop Milia's pressure there, because there's so much chip she can just keep throwing at you if she can get a second Lust Shaker out. And now Walter gets to breathe a sigh of relief, toss it over to MJ Karase, and Daniel Saz is going to pass the baton over to Saiboshi. We're getting two masters of the sword up here, Johnny and Biken.
Yeah, that was a 3-1 for Walter, but man, that was so much closer than I think Walter wanted it to be. Great set to start us off for the final set of this final series, what we call it, the final team series, whatever we want to call it, the final team series of the regular season. And yeah, the great way to start us off, but let's keep that hype going as we get into set number 2. Like you said, passing the baton over to Saiboshi with the Biken into MJ Karase's Johnny as well. No, actually, MJ Karase pulling out the Slayer. Okay, you know what? I see you. Let's see what happens. I'm seated. I got my popcorn out. I'm ready.
Oh, I should have grabbed the popcorn. All right. Oh, round start pile bucker, MJ. Yeah, we try and slide in, but Saiboshi's just being patient and ready there to make MJ's life miserable. Now in the corner, bike in 50 meter. There's everything she can do.
Finding a hit there, gets bursted immediately. Saiboshi really wants this round. Headed up, Slayer nowhere to go. Into Johnson, has to guess that 50-50. That's going to be the first round going to Saiboshi. No burst on the table, but we've yet to see a big hit. As I say that, vacuumed into the bite. Trying to go for the 2D. There's a counter hit here. This is a huge damage. Into the super.
Doesn't get the clean hit, but that is all right. One guess. There's a lot to guess on for Slayer, and MJ finds the right hits.
A good counter hit. Finding him to throw on the FD attempt. And then you're tethered into the Slayer. That can be a scary thing, but able to weather the storm and keep that advantage going. Burst on the table for MJ. Not going to spend it just yet, waiting for that hit to be found, and that's the hit that you find right there. Dropping to the other side, getting the anti-air with the close slash.
Oh my gosh, we're looping plus frames, big 2H counter hit, you are dead. Last Horizon coming out.
Oh my god. 200 meter dump into the super. That's definitely enough to kill. You know, if the question is, do you think Last Horizon will kill? The answer is always yes.
Oh yeah. There is like tiny situations in which it will not kill.
And you want for 200 meter? It better kill. It better kill if I'm spending all my meter on that super. A powerful round coming from MJ. And this just goes to show that you just need to be playing very, very well against Slayer, even if you know how to play against the matchup, even though if you know how to play against defense, play on defense, you still need to understand that, like, if you get countered once by Slayer, you know, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, his defense might be quote unquote bad, but does it really matter when he only needs to win it once?
Oh man. Thank God his defense is not good in this game. Thank God. I don't need backdash cancels in this game, man. Do you know Xrd backdash cancels plus our backdash we don't need that.
Bro, I see clips of
that in Strive.
Slayer players at Xrd. I just see them never blocking.
Backdash cancel makes everything invincible. I kid you not. Backdash cancel makes everything a DP.
Oh, but here we go, a throw. Not going to be backdashing that, and now you're in the tether, gets the trade and the JS.
Here, see, okay, counter hit. Trade.
No fear of parry.
Okay, 2D. No burst attempt from Karase just yet. Instead, we're going to go for the throw as we drop down to the other side. Maybe expecting a throw from Saiboshi as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're still trying to do dandy set. There it goes, finally finding a pile bunker. However, you're now locked down in the corner. Your only way out is going to be burst here, and the 2D will catch.
Tommy trying to mash with the 2P, but gets caught out straight into the gun.
Slayer too healthy though, lives through it, and Yo Zonson catches.
A second overhead. Okay, good counter hit with that JS round start. Into the throw as well. Now we're tethered. What's the mix-up going to be now? 2D. JS catching Karase, trying to jump out. The Wild Assault spend to keep pressure going. H. Kabari pulling himself in. JD to cover the screen space. Cutting off the angle of the screen. That's going to be a huge lead for Saiboshi as it just continues to mount and ramp up.
Oh, we are going to be able to block. Oh, the Yozanson there would have been minus, but the burst saves Saiboshi and is able to take the game off of it.
Yeah, good gun super. Honestly, Vikings don't do gun super enough. That's a crazy super. You know, if it hits, free combo. If it doesn't hit, free plus frames. Fantastic move.
Not only free combo, but very damaging combo. I've seen some of these Viking combos using gun, and they do criminal amounts of damage.
It's always been the case. Actually, I think it got buffed at one point as well. I mean, it was always a really good super. It got even better. And that's one of the things that Viking, always has in that toolkit that I just don't see Viking players do enough.
Yeah. I mean, at the start of Season 3, it was bugged where it did double damage, and then that bug, quote-unquote bug, got taken away, so now it does normal damage. Oh my gosh, here we go. We're playing very patiently. Pile bunker. And now you're at that one-touch range. All Slayer needs is one bad reaction, and there it is. No, it doesn't get the combo.
It doesn't get the mirror spin either, but we find the command grab into the red RC extension. Not enough to kill. Gets punished for those troubles. We're just pressing buttons, knowing that one hit here, even if it's a trade, will be death for Saiboshi. And Saiboshi knows that as well, going to full screen, tossing out those Kabaris, tossing out those JSs, keeping MJ at bay, and MJ slowly building up that burst here, coming in, and there's that mix-up as when Slayer finds a hit. And then you gotta guess for those 50-50s, those side swaps.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. There's that 50-50 once again. Look at the damage trying to go for a blood-sucking universe. But we are ready to jump there on Saiboshi's side.
JD cutting off lanes of the screen once again. It just goes to show that MJ has to play very careful when we try to approach from the air, because Slayer doesn't really have a lot of great air movement or great air tools. But we do have Last Horizon when we do find a hit here on the ground. And will this be enough to kill? I said the answer is always yes, and that answer will be yes. Deleting that health bar away from Saiboshi and then ending another game for MJ, as now we have the point advantage, leaning 2-1.
Yeah, that was wild. Saiboshi let a parry fly. Thought it was going to be enough. But no, MJ just out of space. Out of time. This could potentially be the final set or game of this set if MJ is able to continue this really clean looking Slayer.
Yeah, you can see that MJ really hasn't been paying as much time into Slayer as some of their other characters. Slayer's still relatively new, but has been out for a few months. And It just has been a consistent threat for Strive so far. The high damage game, high damage character, snowballs very easily as well. As you can see, once we get positive bonus, that's a free last horizon. So we find that one good hit, and that is death. But Saiboshi is finding some good hits against MJ to start off this next round. Good block on the Yozansen, the second overhead, but going to be getting hit and opened up by MJ into a lot of resets, into the double cross up as well, and into the super. Will this be enough? No, it will not. Holding on by a thread.
Right, and the mash, unfortunately, coming at the wrong time. Set point. We are on it. Thankfully, Saiboshi does have burst here. So you're not just going to get immediately obliterated by Slayer here.
Goldberg, positive bonus into the Master's Hammer. Okay, first spin from MJ. Doesn't want to get wall broken in that situation. Paul Bunker once again, but because we're up high, we can't really punish it.
No!
Our head, Master's Hammer. We have full meter on hand. This is enough!
Is that every single set ended by Last Horizon? Every single game?
MJ won.
Yeah.
And that is going to be it. MJ sending Saiboshi flying and sending them flying out of the team league as Saiboshi plays their final set of the regular season.
Yeah.
2-0 here for New Head Pancakes over Odins Gaming. That is going to be a win for New Head Pancakes immediately. Like always, those final sets, those final games do matter. And what better way to close things off than with your boy Squanto and Hazen?
Yeah. And this set, both for Odin's Gaming and for 4 May players, is astronomically important. The series count is 1-1 for GER and 4 FMP. So, as it stands currently, if they have the same record, if both teams win their games, OEG takes it in tiebreakers. If 4 FMP gets this second win and OEG loses, OEG does not make it on. If OEG takes this set, no matter what happens, that is what they're looking for. Or if both teams lose, OEG still will take it over 4 FMP.
Once again, thank you for doing the math. I would have loved that entirely. But we get the point. There's a lot on the line that your boy Sconto has to win this set. Like, there's no question. You have to win the set against Hazen. And these are 2 of the highlight players on both these teams. And Hazen is an incredibly strong player, a TNS top 8 regular. And I was talking about earlier where, 33rd, 49th, these are great placings for tournaments as big as TNS online weeklies. But being able to make top 8, being able to make second place on this Monday, very impressive stuff from Hazen. And this is going to be a tough matchup because this is Happy Chaos into Potemkin. Historically, it's always been bad. And we'll see how your boy Squanto ends up taking this one out.
Yeah. Oh no, Hazen trying to pull out the gun a little too early. And that's just going to get very punished here. Taking the burst out. Lots of life taken away as well.
Lots of good hammer falls. Oh, but the armor will be getting broken.
Yeah.
Mega Fist coming in. Red RC extension. Counter hit with the far slash. And there's the pickle for Hazen. This should be a wall break.
Yeah, Hazen doesn't want it right now. Yeah. Just wants some more mix. And the counter hit tap dust. That's going to take a burst out. Were you pressing? And Hazen was pressing. Round ended.
Yeah, Hammerfall cancel. Hammerfall break straight into Gigantic in your face. What an option.
Hazen starting this round. Sending Squanto over here through the wall. Hard knockdown has been acquired. Looking pretty nice. However, that backdash gets caught.
You see your boy Sconto using a lot of these backdashes on a defense. And these are great backdashes because they have so much invulnerability tied to them. However, Happy Chaos can still take advantage of them with all their with so many hits. They can just launch on top of you and catch even the recovery afterwards. And right now that backdash has not been working out in your boy Squanto's favor, as Hazen takes a round in return to your boy Squanto's first win. Slide head, taking advantage of the armor, getting that gold burst into the positive bonus. That would have been a huge damage combo, but the JD going to keep Hazen humble and locked down. Oh, I think we tried to go for the car hammerfall. We messed up.
Well, yeah, Hazen has to be very careful here of Heavenlies. Because yep, there comes Heavenly.
JD falling down, catching Hazen. Oh my god. That is the classic right there. You know, if Heavenly Potemkin Buster whiffs, you just root it straight to JD. And most of the time, it just does not get anti-aired.
Yeah, it's so hard to anti-air, especially now that they buffed its hitbox. For whatever reason, they made it more disjointed.
It's you know, it's popular misinformation to say that JD whiffs. Or sorry, not JD whiffs. That you can anti-air JD. It's a very tough thing to anti-air, but you don't really have to, but it's not really mixed. That's the big thing, right? It's not mixed. It's not a high. You can block it low if you want to.
You can in fact block it low, but I mean that's just a silver lining. It's not really too much consolation.
Yeah, no, not really. Heavenly Potemkin Buster is a movement option. That's what it is. It's a 50-meter invincible movement option. And Wallace is also a 51st-meter invincible movement option, as well as a combo starter here. Potemkin Buster in the corner, the frame kill with the Mega Fist straight to the Gigantic Eye. This is going to be plenty as we go for the optimum rooting for the wall break kill. Great round from your boy Squanto. Let's see if we can keep that up. We do have that first game going, and that's going to be a 5H punish here from Hazen, pushing your boy Squanto into the corner, but there's the armor coming in. Those 2Ps can be fast, those bullets can be fast, but if you're not hitting him twice, the armor is not going to break.
And now we're getting that hard knockdown achieved. Hazen wanting to keep the space for the hammer fall.
And you can see Hazen trying to backdash to avoid the hammerfall as well, but still gets caught out regardless because of how much your boy Squanto made it travel. Now we're back to full screen. That's going to be a punch with the gunshot. Great throw on the roll as well. The deflection, and we try to take advantage of the recovery by going for the PRC Potemkin Buster, but it doesn't end up working out. But I love the confidence from your boy Squanto to go for that option.
Yeah. And Hazen able to find a round win, looking to start converting it into game wins here and now.
Oh man, that was so tricky. The cross up, the cross up into the Goomba Stomp to keep the air normals coming in. And right now, your boy Squanto is just taking this hit into the Deus Ex Machina, into the super. But low on concentration, so even though we refill those bullets, we want to really make sure that we're keeping that in mind. Oh, burst bait, yeah. Nothing you could have done in that situation. It was either burst or die. And in that moment, Hazen just went for that burst bait and took it with flying colors. Hazen taking the game in return from your boy Squanto. So we should be evened up 1-1. But things are looking rather close. Paradox in the chat. I love when Squanto said it's Squanton time and squanted on their toes. I don't know what that means. This is the man that wants to cast Team League, y'all. This is what he's going to be saying if we put him on the stream.
Yeah.
And keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. This is your Odins Eye gaming representative.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the set. 1-1. Still at best of 7, of course. Skipping the intros. Let's rock.
Mega Fist round start finding a little bit of value here. Hazen is on the back foot. Okay, we're just gonna burst. We're not gonna deal with Garuda Oki. Not in this house.
Okay, burst from your boy Squanto. Still cursed though, but couldn't break that armor in time. Now your boy Squanto does have 50 meter on hand, going to be eating this Deus Ex Machina. Not going to be a wall break. Actually, yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Yeah. Of course it will. Chaos. Oh, we're spending so many resources.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Going for the wall assault to break the clone.
Yeah. Oh no. And this might be the pain of spending that wild assault there. You don't have the meter to burst, and you have to eat all this mix. Gets to see the arms out for the hug. But no hug tonight.
Yeah, that was the best spot Hazen could have RC'd there. It's like, oh wait a minute, we're not gonna get too close there. Deflection on the Garuda, great option. Pushes Potemkin just so far back, and there's nothing that Potemkin can really do to bring that advantage back in his favor. But now the shield is out. Can you clear the fence? Yes, we can.
Oh my gosh, what a far slash! In the corner, you
throw coming in.
Scary.
Nope.
That's
Okay.
death.
I think that might have been a Squanto trying to jump out of the corner and getting caught in those pre-jump frames as Hazen finds the 2K hit low and closes out yet another game in his favor.
Yeah. Hazen, it looked a little rough. It started with game one. It looks like uncomfortability with Potemkin, especially with how Squanto plays, because every Potemkin is different. It is wild how they all somehow know all the same combos, but how they get there is wildly different. And Hazen just needed a little bit extra time to adapt.
Yeah, and you also got to think about too is like how many Potemkins actually exist that can play at a top level. Very, very little. You can count them on your hand.
Very true. Oh my, the Goomba Stomp. We're getting in with a nice counter hit. Bro, and yeah, blocks the burst. Oh, that is very unfortunate.
This is massive. Into the wall slumps as well. And you can go for those wall slumps because he just meant burst.
Yeah. Oh, no way can't anti-air that, but you can't backdash a pot buster.
The gunshot catching your boy Squanto on the escape. And that's going to be another round looking very clean for Hazen. Still has burst on the table. But your boy Squanto does have that white wall, so I'll keep that in mind because that is that invincible option that your boy Squanto can use on defense if he so chooses. But we'll have to worry about that later because that Deus Ex Machina will be coming out to break the wall yet again. Half health gone.
Yeah,
one resources.
Nice gold burst.
As a bonus, the red RC cancel off the hammerfall to keep the pressure. The Garuda into the flick and threatening the strike ends up going for the buster. Instead, it tries to do it again with the Garuda, but Hazen's like, I saw that trick already. Yeah. You're not going to be doing that to me twice in a row.
Could not punish the deflection, but the walk up menacingly into the throw will take it. Game 4 is going to Hazen, making it 3-1 on that scoreboard.
Man, Squant is really feeling himself with a fast cancel, Garuda with the fast cancel flick. I really love that flick as well because it's such a good combo story like that, especially when you're that close to the corner. Garuda is also the same way. So there is that threat of, if you don't guess correctly, like if you choose to press a button and interrupt him on those strings, then there is a very real threat that Potemkins can still like basically one-shot you and basically even do more damage than just a single Potemkin buster. Like if you get hit by that combo, that would be so deadly.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with it being a one-frame gap, that pot buster is very unexpected. And we're just route start Garuda really calling out Hazen being passive.
Yeah, slide head. I like the usage of slide head on the clone because that actually goes through clone. So Hazen still has to respect it.
Yeah, clone saves you from a lot, but it can't save you from a slide head.
Yeah, the earthquake. We're living in California right now.
And yeah, get the optimal concentration, the resources, the curse. It's all coming up Hazen right now. Oh, okay, we're ICBMing in.
Don't call that ICPM. Do not call that ICPM. Not in front of my face ever again. It is Do not compare those two moves to each other. This is the you know what that is? It's not ICPM. It's not an intercontinental Potemkin missile. That's just SpaceX. That I'm gonna call that one SpaceX. It's super through the wall. Good amount of damage. Your boy Squanto on his final legs. No burst to his name. No wild assault. No 50. It doesn't have 100-meter either to use, and gets punished by Hazen into the throw reset. And we go for the deflect shield, but to no avail. That's going to be the round. That's going to be the game. That will be the set. Going to Hazen 4-1 over Squanto and taking New Head Pancakes over the finish line with a 3-0.
Yeah, that is very, very close and was pretty much back and forth that entire set. Yes, it was a 4-1, but they could have kept racking up on that scoreboard more and more.